You're listening to 90.8 Hills FM Radio.
This is 90.8 Hills FM radio station, using our voice to rate your choice. Stay tuned.
Huni thaka khanso apuni khan jani bole hak ase. Jani kina thakibi ki HIV lagi bole tu itu charta rasta para hi ase.
HIV lagi gina thaka khan logote unprotected sex kuria para.
HIV infected needles or syringes chola karne.
HIV lagi gina thaka amma ekta para tai laga bacha ke lagai dibo pare.
HIV infected khun laga transfusion kuria para.
HIV uporte aro jankari lobo karne dial kuribi 1097.
Itu jankari diase Nagaland State AIDS Control Society para.
Greetings from 90.8 Hills FM. This is your host RJ Betonica, back with another interesting interview with none other than Mike OK. He is our stats guest YouTuber with 41.5k subscribers, and I'm pretty sure our listeners will be intrigued with this amazing guest all the way from UK. I'm so excited for him to be here, and I'm pretty sure that my listener is going to be enthralled to have you here. So Mike, please introduce yourself.
Hi, thank you. So what a beautiful introduction. Did you write that yourself?
Yes.
That's awesome. Thank you. Wow. Yeah, it's really great to be here. My name's Mike. I'm from the UK. And I have been kind of traveling India on and off for a few years now. And I've fallen in love with it. I've fallen in love with the Northeast and Nagaland itself. So I'm very, very proud to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
We are indeed glad to have you. I think we are more grateful for you. Like when you said you are ready for our Hills FM radio, I was blown out because I wasn't expecting you to say yes, okay, on the first hand. So I'm very glad that you're here. How was your first experience when you came to Nagaland? Like, what was your expectations? What were your ideas about Nagaland?
To be honest, everything I read, there's not a lot of information about Nagaland out there compared to other places in the world. And I read a blog about Nagaland and originally actually it was just about a small village called Longwa in Mon, and I was so interested to learn about their culture and these headhunters specifically. So I came here a year ago and just had a really good time, made some really good content, and it was received so well by the people here, and I just found everyone to be so hospitable all the time, you know. So I met a guy there called Rennie. Shout out to Rennie Vlogs, and he invited me back this year to stay with him in his village, in his colony in Waka district. So I came back, and yeah, the people here have just been so hospitable. And I know you just said that you're more grateful. I promise you, you're not. I'm more grateful to be here. It's absolutely, you know, every single day I seem to have an experience, a brand new experience. Even just yesterday, you know, which I'm sure we'll talk about, I met these awesome kids in this awesome children's home. So every day something new, amazing is happening. So yeah.
Like, I probably assume that people, even in mainland Indians, I shouldn't be calling them mainland Indians, but people who are in the central part of Indians actually think that we belong to this indigenous group where we wear this naked clothes.
Yeah.
Right?
Everyone thinks we're running around with spears and swords, you know, like you know, some like island tribe or whatever. And I can't wrap my head around why anyone would think that. And to be honest, all that kind of shows is the ignorance of others, and it shows how educated the people here are, because people in Nagaland are so aware of what's going on in the rest of the world, and people in your own country aren't aware of what's going on here. So yeah, I just don't know why anyone would ever think that. Anyone with 2 brain cells could tell that Nagaland is a very educated, very developed, and I think it's actually, in terms of the mindset of Naga people, I think they're ahead of their time. Really, I do.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure everyone that interviewed you would have asked this question, but what is the most beautiful thing that you have like grabbed from Nagaland?
That's a difficult question. I would just say, generally, it's the first impressions I think that I gain from people. Like, people are curious to meet me, because you don't get many foreigners here, but the people have just been so welcoming and so warm. And at first it seems like it's curiosity, But as soon as you greet people with a big smile, people here will give you the clothes off of their own back. Seriously, I mean that. And they have done. Like, my people have done that, you know. The just the community feel. I love how proud the people here are. A lot of the interactions I have with people are online, because, you know, I have a platform where I can speak to people, and everybody's just so proud of Nagaland, and everyone wants the best for it. And yeah, I think the most beautiful thing is the people, for sure. And I know that sounds like something that I'm just saying for the microphone. I promise you, it's not. The people here are unlike. I've traveled to many places in the world, and the people here are unlike anyone else I've ever met. People are just so nice.
Everyone you have interviewed would actually ask you about your experience in Nagaland, right? But I would like you to share something about your place that you were brought up in, and then tell us something about what's beautiful about being there, right, in a foreign country.
Yeah. I mean, I love my country. Like, I really do. Especially this time of year, I get quite homesick because it's the festive time of year. Everyone's getting together. It all revolves around family. The same as Nagaland. It all revolves around our family. I would just say, like, as much as I love traveling to other countries and experiencing new things, I'm so grateful and so happy about where I'm from, because, you know, it's just a nice life, and it's comfortable, and we have some really great traditions. Especially this time of year, Christmas is a beautiful time of year to spend with your family. But in terms of something beautiful I can take away from it is probably this diversity. We're a very, very culturally diverse nation. Because we're an island, and we've had lots of people immigrate to our country. You'll see people of all different colors, all different languages, all different religions, all different backgrounds. And for me, many people will disagree with me. Many people will say we need to keep, our country, and we don't want outsiders coming into it. But I think that's something that makes us stand out, is the fact that we have this very diverse country with all of these different traditions all merged into one. But yeah, so I'd probably say that. I'd probably say the diversity. People don't really understand that if they've never been there before. They don't realize how diverse it is. Yeah, I think it's great.
Well, speaking on that, tell us, like, if we ever have to visit UK.
Yeah.
So which are the landmarks that you would suggest us to visit?
So, I live in London, and I love London. It's one of my favourite cities in the world. My favourite thing to do, so you can go and check out, like, Buckingham Palace. You can go to some of we have the most beautiful parks, these great big green spaces right in the centre of a city. Like, imagine if Delhi or Dimapur, in the centre of it, had these beautiful open spaces. Just walking around central London is beautiful. You can go, obviously, to the London Eye and all these big landmarks. But also maybe check out some of the places that people don't know about. So, for example, my father is, next year, he's walking. We have a landmark called Hadrian's Wall, and it's a brick wall that stretches right through the north of the country. Very, very old. And my father's walking that with our dog for charity. It's going to take, I don't know how many days it's going to take him, but that's a perfect example. Hadrian's Wall, perfect example of exploring somewhere, just going to a new place that you probably wouldn't have heard of, you know? There's so much to see and do. And to be honest, I probably don't see enough of it. Every time I have any free time, I just try to travel to other countries. So I think that's one thing I'll probably try to do soon is explore my own country instead of always going to other countries.
Very true. Even me, I have this ideology, like, I want to explore more parts of Nagaland, right?
Yeah.
Not just Dimapur City, Kohima Town,
Yeah.
or the central areas, but I also want to explore the indigenous areas where people have so many different varieties that we are not aware of, right?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't aware of, like, you know, India is an extremely diverse country as it is. And then you come into the northeast, and that's obviously very diverse. I wasn't aware that within Nagaland itself, you've got 17 different tribes. Each of them have their own language, okay?
Yes.
And within those languages, there are like sub-dialects. And there's probably even more that we might not even know about in some very, very small rural areas. So yeah, I mean, if you're from Nagaland, and I feel like I understand that not everybody's privileged to be able to travel, but if you are able to, then do it, because you've got this place on your doorstep that is still there's so much to discover. It's
I
wonderful.
think it's not about being privileged to go around, because if we make up our mind, then it's always possible, right?
Yes.
But I think it's about the conservativeness of Naga family. They don't want their son and daughters to travel
Really?
far places, right?
Okay.
You should see, like, there are many parts of Nagaland where they're very conservative, where a daughter is not allowed to go home after
Yeah.
4,
Yeah,
when
yeah.
the sun sets.
Yeah.
It's still conservative, so I think we still
Yeah.
need to go more beyond that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've thought a lot about this, and I have many Naga friends who are they're in their 20s, right? And they kind of like have to sneak home at night time, and I'm like, you're 28 years old, dude. Like, it's so interesting to me how people, and I'm, I don't want to, like, I won't offend anyone, but like, it's so interesting to me how people are still very like controlled by their mothers and fathers. And I understand it's a cultural thing. I understand, it's like it's a very, very Christian country, so there's that, when it like the dating culture, which is an entire a whole nother thing. But for me, I think maybe that's probably the main reason. Like, that's, again, you were talking before, just reminded me, talking before about something I like about my country. I feel very privileged to come from somewhere where I don't have that. Do you know what I mean? I was lucky enough to be very independent from a very young age. My mother and father, they were strict, of course, when I was young, but their rule was, right, when I turned 18, they said, you're 18 now. So, like, there's nothing I can do. And I feel like, actually, by doing that, by giving people that freedom to, like, go off, make your own mistakes, do what you want to do, then it stops people from rebelling, But if you kind of say, like, you can't do this, you've got to be home at 4 o'clock, you can't meet that boy, you can't meet that girl, you can't do this, you can't do that, then you're 25 years old and you've just been kind of kept in this bubble, and all you want to do is get out, and that's when people make big
Rebellious
mistakes. That's when
decisions.
people rebel, okay, But I think by my parents giving me that freedom from such a young age, it kind of helped me, and it helped me be more independent. So I think that's maybe something that should, hopefully over the years. I'm not saying that everyone should go out and date whoever they can and do all these things, because, I think there's some purity in keeping it somewhat how it is, but let people be people and let them do what they want. I hope I don't offend any Naga aunties.
No, I don't
right
think.
now.
I don't think you have. I think this is kind of controversial, but I think we should need to speak more on this, because most of our parents have been the frog in the well, right?
Yeah.
So they literally don't understand that there are things more than just Nagaland, just being on the city and doing something. There's much more to explore in your life, right?
I think that basically what inevitably is going to happen is that, your generation is going to grow up and is going to have kids, and by every generation, people will become a little bit more lenient and a little bit more open-minded about these things. And then I mean, it was the same in my country 50, 60. You speak to my grandfather, he was exactly this. It was probably exactly the same. So I think it's just something that will happen over time. But you're right. Without talking about it, talking about controversial issues, then it's never going to change. So I'm not saying it needs to change. I'm just giving my opinion. Okay.
Thank you so much. Now, coming back to your food, I'm pretty sure you have been telling this over and over again, right? I've heard it from you. When
I think we've had this conversation a couple of times. Yeah.
But tell us about your experience, the food that you have tested in Nagaland, and what are the things that you like?
I mean, it's been a big food journey. I'm not going to lie to you, and I didn't think I was quite ready for it. I mean, day to day, I love the food here. My friend who I'm staying with, Rennie, him and his mother and his cousin who was staying with him in Dimapur, such amazing cooks. Like that's another thing. I keep being reminded of differences, and I think one of the key differences here, young people here cook so well. You cook so well. Like, you know, I've been cooked for by teenagers who can cook pork better than my own mother. Sorry, mum. But seriously, it's so delicious. But Nagaland is also, I think, known, or maybe infamously known for some of the strange foods. Okay, so I was in Kohima and I went to and I made a video about this. I went to a market run by some women from different tribes, and they supply, you know, fruits and vegetables and all these things, but they also have some silkworms and some bamboo worms and some hornets, and you go in and you think, why are there hornet nests dotted around the market? And of course, they are cooked and fried and spiced and with salt and everything. So I've been eating some spiders, I've been eating some silkworms, and I've been eating some bamboo worms, some rats. People tell me that rats are very good for when you have a cough.
Yes.
Yeah, so I mean, let's get some rats after this, okay? Me
I've
and
been
you.
told many times, but I don't think I can.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I would like to see some kind of testing done to see whether or not this is true, or if it's just a folklore. Because, yeah, but so it's interesting how different foods have different. People believe that different foods have different medicinal purposes here. But overall, the food in Nagaland has just been fantastic. I actually, to be honest, I thought I was going to be losing weight here. Okay, I'm not joking. I've probably gained 3 kilos. My belly is getting bigger every day, and it's a nightmare because I'm supposed to be doing a beach holiday for Christmas in Goa, and I'm definitely not beach body ready. Seriously, I was supposed to have a 6-pack by now. I've just got 1 big pack. That's it.
That's totally fine, because here in India, even if you have a big belly, you're not ashamed to flaunt it. So
Yeah,
just don't
I
be.
know,
I think
I
you're
know.
perfectly fit right now.
I know. Thank you. Thank you.
So, it must have been very weird for you testing those silkworm, right?
Yeah, I mean they. Have you ever tried? What have you tried?
I have tried, but I'm very allergic to it. So, like, whenever I eat it, even a small piece of it literally leads me to hospital.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh no.
All the insects, even the grasshopper,
Grasshoppers, hornets.
spiders, yeah,
But
everything.
you've tasted them?
I've tasted it, and I love silkworm. So I literally keep my medicines on the decks, and then I eat the silkworm.
Really? See, this is the thing. The silkworms okay. I don't know. Like everyone I've spoken to, it's like, yeah, spiders are this, spiders are that, but silkworms. People think silkworms are the bee's knees here. They love them.
Yeah.
What do you like about the silkworms?
I think it's chewy, right? Especially when you bite on it,
Yeah,
and there's this. The taste is very good.
Yeah,
the way
yeah.
it bursts on your taste buds,
Yeah.
right?
I guess it's like I guess it's all in the way that you cook it, right? So I've been eating a lot of grasshoppers, and it's one of my favorite foods I've tried here. You wouldn't think it, but grasshoppers fried with some, I don't know what they put in, some chili and some different spices. They're like crispy, crunchy, and they're so good. And I honestly never thought I would like grasshoppers. I would never thought, but I can eat a big bowl of grasshoppers. They're so good. Have you tried grasshoppers before?
I have. I'm literally allergic to
You're
everything.
allergic
but
to them
yeah,
as well.
Every
That
insect.
sucks.
You should also try this cricket, kind of cricket, right? Have you tried the cricket?
No, only the grasshopper.
You should. You
Yeah?
must. I think those are the Nagaland delicacies, right?
Yeah.
Don't you find our Naga culture and Mongolians, Chinese cultures a bit similar?
Yeah, I think so. I haven't been to China or Mongolia, but I've done a lot of research. I thought about living in China at one point, so I have done a lot of research. So I can't give so much on the culture, but I guess at some point in this part of the world, or if you go a bit east of here, everyone came from one place originally, right? So I think
Yeah.
maybe some of the culture has seeped over the borders, and what I have seen, I'll tell you what I have seen, is that people are now, like, especially young people, they are getting inspired by other Asian cultures, like Korean. Korean is a big thing here. Everyone loves Korea.
Definitely, like
Yeah.
even if the most underrated Korean artist comes to perform in Nagaland, right?
Yeah.
The girls will be screaming out in the airport, chanting your
Yeah.
name. So like,
Why
yeah.
is that? Why is that, do you think?
I think we're just fan obsessed with Korea and the culture, right?
Mm.
It has been a big fandom. Like Nagaland has been one of the biggest fandom
Yeah.
for the Korean industry. So
Yeah.
especially the BTS.
Yeah, BTS, of course, yeah. But that's it. You see, like, girls dressing now, and they dress very cool, like all black, straight hair, the makeup. I think it's so cool. Like, it's yeah. The only way I can describe it is cool. Like the way that people are like picking up these other cultures. That's how it works in my country. That's kind of one of the reasons why it's so diverse, is because we just fell in love with all these different cultures and brought them into one. So I think it's very cool, and I love the fact that young people are doing that. And I guess that's the whole thing. That's the best thing about having the internet here, is
Definitely.
that we've just been exposed to all this, like, oh, there's so much other stuff going on in the world.
Definitely. So, like, on your durations in Nagaland, have you found any girl that literally attracted you and you felt like, oh, wow, that girl is really pretty? Have you ever faced that?
Yeah, only every day. Seriously, that's the one thing, and I talk about it a lot, and I don't want to, like, I don't know if it's inappropriate to talk about attraction to females, but the women here are beautiful. Seriously, serious beauty. Like, every day I say to my friend Rennie, wow, look at that girl, she's so beautiful. Wow, look at that girl, she's so beautiful. The girls here are just gorgeous. They're so gorgeous. So yeah, I don't know if Nagaland is somewhere I could settle down long term, but Nag women are beautiful, so who knows?
Everyone is beautiful indeed, but I think it's the a bit difference of us with the Central Indians, right? That makes us stand out much more.
Yeah, I mean, just because it's the same country, but that doesn't mean that everyone's going to look the same and have the same culture and the same religion. People look very, very different here. You go to South India, people look very different. People have very dark skin.
Yeah.
You go to Ladakh, people look very different there. They kind of look Tibetan, and here, yeah, I mean, we're very close to the border of Myanmar, so there's this kind of East Asian. I don't want to offend anyone, but there's this kind of East Asian feel, and I think it's a beautiful thing. And
That's very true.
Naga people, they look Naga. They look Naga, of course they do. But it's people are beautiful here. Everyone's beautiful. I love it.
I think you're going on the safer side now, right, Mike?
Exactly.
So tell us about your Hornbill experience, right?
Yeah.
Is this the first Hornbill that you have
It's
attended?
the first Hornbill I attended, and I wasn't expecting it. I kind of thought, I just kind of thought it would maybe be, I don't know why. I kind of thought it would be maybe a bit boring, that it would just be about, like, look at the history and look at this, which is very interesting. But the fact that they can make it so appealing and so interesting, they make learning fun by mixing it, but by introducing this really, like, awesome festival atmosphere. And you can just walk around and speak to anybody you want, and everyone's so friendly, and you can have a couple of rice beers and go to this morang and go to that morang, and they'll give you some food and go and see some music. I've had a really, really wicked time. Yeah, when is this coming out, by the way?
Probably next week.
Next week,
It will be
okay.
out in Spotify,
Oh,
in
wow.
the YouTube channel as well.
Okay, I was just gonna
Yeah.
say, if it's out before Sunday, but we're gonna be there on Sunday probably. So my friend Roving Naga has a stall there, so come and say hello if you're gonna be there. But if not, then next year.
Or else I can wear this Hills FM t-shirt and come there, right?
Yes, yeah. I
To
like
get some
that.
free zuto. So, did you like the taste of rice beer?
Yes, so with the rice beer, I went to my friend's home village in Serika, which is in Waka, close to the border of Assam, and that was like pure, proper, local, fresh rice beer made by this local guy. Tasted so good. The rice beer at Hornbill is nice, but I feel like because they have to produce so much of it in such a short period of time, I think it maybe loses a little bit of the quality, and it's a little bit more expensive. Well, quite a lot more expensive, but you know what? Rice beer is rice beer, and
Definitely.
I love it. Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, but I think this year's quality was a little, how I'll say, dimmer than the rest of the years because
Yeah.
it wasn't hitting up that
Yeah.
thing,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
That kick that we need.
I mean, I think it gave me a pretty good kick still. You just have to drink like 15 cups of it. and
Oh
you'll be
my
fine.
god.
I'm a big guy.
Yeah.
I'm not actually that much of a big drinker anymore. This is a funny thing about Nagaland. I'm not a big drinker anymore. That much. But since I came here and I've been drinking the rice beer, I've been drinking a little bit too much. Yeah. So thank you, Nagaland.
Drinking rice beer is not drinking alcohol at all, so it's fine. It's natural, right?
It's natural. Yeah.
So
That's-
let's not count it in the alcoholic
Yeah,
bed.
of course. Yeah, it's not. I mean, let's tell ourselves that. But yeah, I mean, it's fermented rice, right? So
Okay. Definitely. So tell us something about the sarcastic India, like the thing, not India, Nagaland, the thing that you thought and it suddenly had other faces, right?
how do you mean? Sorry, can you explain?
For instance, like we literally say that Nagaland is a dry state, right?
Oh yeah.
We can talk about that.
Can
We
we
can
talk
talk
about that? Are we allowed to talk about that?
We can
Okay.
say something about it.
Yeah. About it being a dry state. So, yeah, I mean, it is on paper it's a dry state. However, it seems like pretty wet to me, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
everybody drinks. Not everybody, of course, but lots of people do. And in my head, I'm kind of thinking like, why is it illegal? Okay, and I'm trying to be careful about what I say. Why is it illegal here? Because, and I don't know anything about the politics of it. But if Nagaland if you make alcohol illegal, people are going to drink anyway, right? But if we make it legal, then we can keep all of the tax money instead of giving it, keep all of the money, tax it, control it, make sure that the alcohol that people are drinking is real and it's pure and it's not, it's not counterfeit, it's not fake. So I think, again, I'm not a politician and I'm not qualified at all to speak about what other states should do, but America had the similar issue in the 20s with the prohibition, and they banned alcohol.
Okay.
And then there was just a huge black market for alcohol, and it was an absolute nightmare. So then they had to make it legal again. So I'm sure that's probably eventually what's going to happen here. There already is a huge black market for it.
Yeah. I think that's one of the eye-opening sentences that you have said because we were not aware about the prohibition that was done in America, right? So I think that is an white eyes opener, right?
Yeah, I mean
But,
it's an amazing case study. There's lots of information out there about the prohibition, and it's a brilliant case study of a government law that they made that didn't work. Banning alcohol is never going to work.
Yeah.
People love drinking. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's definitely
mental.
true. Speaking on that, I think we should also, the Naga scholars should actually make some studies over that, researches over that, right? Because right now, what each and every scholars are doing right now is decolonizing the colonization in Nagaland.
Yeah.
So like we're literally trying to dig out the roots, right? Because you know that we don't have any written letters of how we originated, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's
yeah.
just touching on that quickly. I had this conversation with a couple of people the other day. I find it mind blowing that there's no written scriptures in Nagaland. There's nothing. There's nothing anyone has, and I could be wrong, but there's nothing that people have found that shows any. There's no proof of any alphabet or any written words in Nagaland, and it's such a shame because without that, it's so difficult to see just to get a real history of like the Naga nation, as it
very
were.
true.
It's such a shame. It's such a shame. I would love, and I'm sure people have done it before, I'd love historians to be funded more here to like really find out like where did people come from, you know. Then we we'll know the true ancestry of Nagaland.
Yeah. So have you heard about Dolly Kikon?
About
Dolly Kikon?
Dolly Kikon, I haven't.
Yeah,
No,
she's one
inform
of
me.
the
Tell me.
researchers. She's working very hard to bring back all the ancestral rites that's in museums in America, right? Just she's trying to bring back all the ancestral rites or the skulls that's been preserved over there in the
Yeah.
museum. So she's working very hard on that.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's see if we can literally dig out something about our past regarding that.
Yeah, I think so. Because it's been invaded. It's been invaded so many times. India and Nagaland itself, like, it's just all of this history. It's just been, you know, all this proof, these objects like these skulls and possibly some scriptures or something have just been spread all over the world, and it's an absolute nightmare because this is your heritage. This is your heritage. This is your past, and it's such a shame that there isn't a proper way of knowing where it all came from. I'm not qualified to properly speak about it in terms of, you know, my knowledge, but yeah.
I think that will literally make you curious about it. So
Yeah.
you'll have to come back to Nagaland to find more about it,
Oh,
right?
I will, exactly. I will. I mean, I'll keep coming back here for a long time.
Definitely.
I've already been invited to about 6 weddings next year, so
Oh my god.
yeah, I'll probably.
Maybe they're trying to make you their relative somehow.
Well,
okay?
yeah,
Be
I
careful
think
about
so.
that.
Yeah, I think so. I'm actually going to be coming back here in January, I think. So I'm going to go off for Christmas, and then I'm coming back at the end of January to make a video with a friend of mine. We've got something very, very big planned, which is going to be, yeah, really. It's going to be almost a news event, the thing that we're planning.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you about that closer to the time. Because I'll keep coming back here for a long time. Yeah.
This is like a request to my listeners to literally go and watch Mike's video on YouTube because he has really good eyes. I've been noticing that since yesterday, and you literally have very beautiful eyes. Mike.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you so
Because,
much.
all of our Nagas, we actually have these black and brown eyes, right?
Yeah.
But you have this very crystal-looking, clear eyes. It's very pretty, I must say.
Thank you so much. I mean, I
Yeah.
think they're kind of like a greeny, bluey. Yeah,
I'm not
this
sure.
kind of.
If I have to say,
greeny
I
blue.
see this grey color.
Grey colour.
Yeah.
Really? Oh,
diamond
wow.
grey, right?
Yeah, diamond grey. I love that. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's just another benefit, I guess. I don't know about you know, being where I'm from. Everyone has different bloody. Sorry, I just said bloody. Everyone has different coloured eyes, and it's
Yeah.
beautiful. It's a nice diversity between us.
I must agree with Roving Naga's mother saying that your subscribers are growing up because of your handsome face, right?
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, it's Rennie's mother. She came out and said, "Yeah, such a cute clip of it." She comes out, and your subscribers are increasing every day because you are a humble man and you are a handsome man.
Yeah.
So sweet. It like literally melted my heart when she said that.
That's very true. Even my
Yeah.
sir that I let you met yesterday,
Mm.
right? He was very impressed, and he was like, "Oh my God, what a genuine guy!" He kept on saying that.
Really?
Yeah, I wish he could come back, and then we can sit down,
That's
and then we
so
talk about graphic
nice.
designing. You know,
Yeah.
he so loved it. I think all of our Nagaland or any person that meets you will literally love you because you're an amazing person, Mike.
Thank you
I
so
really have to
much. I
say
mean,
that.
like, you know, everywhere I've gone around here, people have like received me so well. And like yesterday with you know, so yesterday we were at for those of you that don't know, we were at
Providence Institute,
we
yeah.
went to the Institute of Design. We sat down with the he was the appropriator of the institute, and we sat down. We had like an hour and a half long conversation,
Yeah.
just back and forth. And it's so nice to hear that he enjoyed the conversation so much and that he thought so much of me, because I thought so much of him as well. He was such an interesting and intelligent man. And I feel like a lot of the time, it's the people who you're speaking to that bring that out in you. Do you know what I mean? If I'm speaking to
Yeah.
someone, you know, like it's uninteresting, then I'm going to be uninteresting. You know?
That's very true. I understand that.
You know, and I have the added benefit of being, I'm an outsider here. So like, I have a lot to talk about because people are very curious about where I'm from and what it's like and the cultural differences. So I'm never out of conversation. Like, it's literally impossible for me to be out of conversation here.
Yeah, I think you really have the talent of speaking, right? Where you can literally make even a boring conversation very interesting. So, like when we start talking to you, you literally want to go to that another topic where you can start up something, right?
Well, that's it. I think maybe that's just like I've got a little bit of ADHD, and my brain just keeps like moving back and forth in 100 different directions. No, but you know, yeah, boring conversations are not something that I have that often, because I seem to be lucky enough to meet interesting people. You know, other than you're very boring. But other than I'm joking.
That's only fine.
I'm totally joking. Please, that's just my awful sense of humor coming out. No, this is. I mean, even just speaking to you right now, you're such a great host, and you ask really great questions, and but yeah, you're amazing. You're amazing. So,
yeah. That thing will literally decrease when you meet our other RJs and other.
Really?
Yeah, because they are very good. Especially one of the finance RJs and hosts that I must say is RJ Gugu Haralu.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gugu Haralu. She's literally one of the interesting person you can have a conversation with, and she's also a very warm person, right?
Really?
She'll literally see you today and she'll be, oh my god, Mike, come here,
Yeah.
kind of person. But yeah, she's in Koima right now because
She's in Kohima, okay.
yeah, she's a totally traditional person.
Yeah.
So she's literally in the mid-age, right? But then
Yeah.
she's the coolest person you'll ever meet in Nagaland, okay? Especially when it comes to middle-aged women, right?
Really?
She's so fun.
Oh, that's so cool. I'd love to meet her. Yeah. I mean, like, I also get a bit nervous speaking because really, like, I'm not like educated in terms of I didn't go to college, I didn't go to like university, I didn't do any, like, people here are so well educated, and I just feel like kind of like a phony speaking to all of these really intelligent people about like in you know, interesting and intelligent topics, because I don't consider myself as like someone that knows a lot about, you know, even right now I'm so inarticulate. I don't even know if that's a word or not, but like I find it very difficult to like word things in the right way. But anyway, I would love to meet her. So next time I'm in Dimapur,
Yes,
we'll
definitely.
arrange a conversation.
Sure. She would also love to have you back, okay?
Really?
I'm pretty sure if she was here, I would have given this opportunity to her, because she would have been a 10 times better host. And I'm gonna tell you, if you both sit down together and start a conversation, you wouldn't want to go back
Really?
from this place. I'm telling you that.
Wow, that's so cool. That's so cool. Well, I mean, you're an amazing host. So I don't know how you could be 10 times better than you. But yeah, next time we'll see if we can figure something out. But this is the first ever community radio station in Nagaland.
Yeah.
Is that true? And what do you mean by community radio station? What's the definition of community radio station?
Okay, what we by the term community, we probably mean to say bringing back the listening culture, right?
Yes.
Because not everyone listens to radio. So yeah, because we literally have many underprivileged people who have no access to YouTube and all. So they're literally listening through their keypad phones.
Yes.
So we're trying to bring back not only to those people, but we're trying to implement this on people, right? Because we feel like we are very much influenced with video culture. We are trying to imitate everything, but we are not trying to listen to people, what people are saying, right?
Yeah.
And then there is this thing saying that the more you listen, the more you're wiser.
Yeah.
So we're totally trying to bring that back in Nagaland.
I think that's so important, and you're right. Like, I see it everywhere. The only kind of content people get here is like through YouTube and Instagram, right?
Yes.
And that isn't that healthy, I don't think. I wish people had more access to more podcasts, because there's so much to be learned through listening, as you said. And it also kind of brings back this attention span that we're losing. Our attention span is 7 seconds long now, because everyone's just watching reels and reels and reels and reels, and it's so unhealthy for our brains. So to expose people, or to offer people like what you guys are offering people, which is sit down conversations, a little bit of radio, a little bit of music, in an easily like digestible, you know, hour or two. I think that's so cool that you're doing it. And if you guys weren't doing it, no one else would. So it's so special and it's so important. You know, we have people like you, because like you guys, I've never been that kind of person. Like, if it wasn't for people like, I've just repeated myself, if it wasn't for people like you, we wouldn't, you know, Nagaland wouldn't have a community radio station, which is mental. And I feel so privileged to be here and to be a part of it. So yeah, that's amazing. I mean, I listen to so many podcasts back home. I mean, the main way I listen to radio and podcasts is in my car. Mm-hmm. If I wasn't driving, I probably wouldn't listen as much. But if I've got an hour drive, 2 hour drive, you know, chuck on a little bit of Hills FM, it's perfect, you know?
Definitely. I think we have many good conversations. Like, we don't just bring out the most controversial persons, right?
Yeah.
But we also bring people who work in stalls. The one we sell chana and panipuri. Have you tried that?
Yeah.
We literally have that as well.
Yeah.
So we literally try to encourage people to go on things, right?
Yeah.
Because we don't know about their individual life stories.
Yeah.
So we're trying to bring out life stories within this radio, trying to bring them, letting them know about what your actual work is,
Exactly.
right?
That's so important, because you know, everyone wants to try to get the best guest on, you know, everyone wants to try to get the most, you know, the most academic this, or the biggest scientist that, or the most famous person this, but to offer a platform where you can listen to your, you know, your on the street corner auntie selling this, or your uncle selling pan or dam, all these things, then you really get to like listen to the locals and the local stories, and they are extraordinary people that have lived extraordinary lives, and the fact that you can tell their stories is amazing, which is again like something that I dream of doing with my YouTube channel, is to go to people and places that previously, you know, haven't been shown to the world, and try to tell their stories, and try to tell their stories. Yeah, sorry, I'm repeating myself lots.
That's fine. I think like it doesn't matter, because it's quite interesting, right? I'm
Again.
so glad. And you're always welcome back to Hills FM, to Providence Institute. And the next time, maybe this time I'm not a very good host to you, but next time I'm probably going to invite you for a very hearty dinner. So if you're in Dimapur, you'll better let me know.
Yes, of course. Anytime. We'll go for some dinner.
Yes, I'm not going to let you go back next time without trying our akhoni sabji.
Alkoni. So tell me, what is this alkoni sabji?
Oh my.
It's like, if you had to explain it to someone that's never seen it before, what is it?
So it's a fermented soybean paste.
Okay.
So we cook the soybean seeds, right? We cook it and we ferment it for some few days. Then all the waters are drained down, right? And only the seeds are left. So when it's fermented, it gives out a little of this fermented smell, right?
Okay.
So we smash it.
Yeah.
And when it's smashed it, we pack it in a we literally put it in a leaf, right?
Yeah,
we
like a
cover it in
banana
a
leaf.
Yeah, and then we roast it over the fire.
Yeah.
So literally, it's one of the best tests. Like, especially when you cook it with this smoked pork, right? Oh my god, I literally want you to try it.
Well, next time.
Sure.
Okay, you know, by saying that on the radio, that means that it's a contractual agreement that you have to take me for dinner to give me some, because otherwise you're lying to hundreds of people on the radio.
Oh, it's an obvious thing. The thing is, every time during festive season, in Naga household, it's always packed. Because all the families from villages, they literally come, right? Especially to get their Christmas dresses, okay?
Yeah.
We have this term during Christmas shopping where you literally buy all the suits, right?
Yeah.
For a Christmas event.
Yeah.
Do you have that?
Yeah, I mean, we don't have like a specific time for it. To be honest, in my family, we just stay in our pajamas all day. At Christmas time, we wake up in our pajamas with some slippers, and we stay in them basically all day, and then we just start drinking rum at about midday. So yeah, so I'm gonna miss that this year. I'm not gonna be at home for Christmas this year. Can you believe it?
But I think beach is not a bad option.
Beach is not a bad option, but it's gonna be the first time that I've been away from my family before, but I lived in Vietnam for 3 years, and out there I was away for Christmas, but I was always with some friends. This time I'm gonna be with essentially maybe by myself. and I'm gonna be really sad.
I
So-
don't think so. I think anywhere you go, you're literally gonna find friends that's gonna treat you like family because that's how you feel. You feel very homely, Mike.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's as I said, without the people here, it wouldn't feel like that. So yeah, but
Maybe-
anyway, yeah, going back, what we said about so it's Christmas tradition to wear like Christmas dresses.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what do they
Here
look
in
like?
Nagaland, I mean, like, I don't know about that, but we have this term where on the Christmas day, we literally hold programs in the churches, right?
Yeah.
So you literally have to wear these new clothes, right? Brand
Okay.
new clothes.
Oh right, yeah.
So like
yeah.
when it's Christmas time, the markets are literally flooded with lots of local people coming from the villages to buy
Yeah.
Christmas sets. So
Okay.
yeah, we have this term. So
Yeah.
literally, the market is literally packed. Even during this early December, people from villages they literally come. So it's very rushy
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah,
market.
yeah. I bet.
Have you been to the markets, new markets?
Not in Dimapur, and I imagine it's not the best, it's not the most well designed city for hosting that amount of people.
Yeah.
I mean, even on a normal Thursday afternoon, the traffic is mental. So
Yeah.
I can't imagine it's the most peaceful place in the world. But while I'm here, I would love to check the markets out.
Yeah.
And I really want to see these dresses. So do me a favor, when you get your Christmas dress, send me a picture, please, because I want to see.
Yeah, Mike, I'm wearing my
Yeah,
Christmas dress,
exactly.
right?
Please, because I want to see what a real
I think,
a real nice Christmas dress looks like.
The tradition literally dies out when you start growing up, right? Like I'm, like even last night I was really thankful to my parents because they literally bought me dresses even when they couldn't afford for themselves,
Yeah.
right? So that's the love of our parents that they have.
Oh, of course.
Like they literally
Yeah.
have to manage buying everything to place in
Yeah.
the home, but then they literally find ways to buy Christmas at least a new pair of t-shirt for their children here in Nagaland.
I was the same. Growing up, there were times when even now. There were times when my parents didn't have any money. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yes.
they just didn't have any money. But it's one of those things. It's this kind of innate love that a parent. It's gonna make me emotional. Actually, it's this innate love that parents have to just make their children happy. And when
Very
you're young,
true.
you don't understand anything about money. You don't
Very
understand.
true.
You don't understand that. They're having to use the last of their paycheck, or they're having to take out a loan just to get Christmas presents. And we should be, not everyone is lucky enough to have be close to their parents like some of the children we saw yesterday. But for those of us that are, we should be so incredibly grateful to our parents because,
Very true.
me and you wouldn't be sitting, right here in this beautiful studio right now if our parents hadn't raised us and given us opportunities that they had.
That's very true.
And yeah, so just going back to yesterday, speaking about this children's home, I started talking about Christmas, and I immediately was like, "Oh no, I don't want to say anything about like, my family or anything, or like, or be like, yeah, in my family, we all, we all sit around and the family all sit together because these kids, they don't have that." They didn't have that. Can you tell us a little bit more about this children's home for people that don't know about it, please?
Yeah, actually, I've also set an appointment with the proprietor of
Yeah.
Children Home because I really want people to know about it. They're a private organization renting a neighborhood children home, right? As you have seen, all the 34 children are being solely taken care by the family. So it's very hard for them to literally do all the. They have to buy all the books. They have to put the admissions, right? They have to take care of all the fooding, lodging. So they literally get through that. But thankfully, by the grace of God, they're doing better. They're doing good. The children, as soon as they finish their 10th standard in government schools, they send it to private schools. And private schools in Nagaland are very expensive, I must tell you, Mike. So,
Yeah.
but they still make sure that the children get full education.
Yeah.
And in case they don't want to study after 10 standard, they literally make sure that the students have done something with their life, right? Giving them professional courses, making them do what they want to or what they
Yeah.
aspire to become. So yeah, that's the specialty about it. I've been working with the children home since 2020. That was when I was in my BAs doing my
Yeah.
bachelor degree. So I've literally seen them grow up, and it's very sad because some of them have parents, right? I mean, parents as in single mother or remarried mothers. So during Christmas, they actually go for some few days, okay?
Okay.
But there are some children who doesn't have this place to go,
Yeah,
right?
of
So they see
course.
their mates that they have stayed together,
Yeah.
go to their homes for the Christmas, and then there's this some few children who just stay back in the children's home feeling lonely,
Oh
right?
my! I'm not joking. It's gonna make me cry. Like, it makes me so emotional to think about that. And these kids I met yesterday, each and every one of them was so polite and so well spoken and just so sweet. Every single one of them, literally every single one of them. And the thought of them not spending Christmas with their families really breaks my heart, and it makes me just want to like take them all with me to my family. Do you know? Because my mother would have every single one of them at her dinner table. But no, seriously, the work that they're doing at that children's home. I said before about Hills FM, and like it about, you know, if it wasn't for these guys, we wouldn't have this radio station. And it's the same with the children's home. If it wasn't for these few individuals that are so selfless and so like kind-hearted, these kids might be on the streets, you know.
Very true.
And it makes me just feel like I'm so selfish and a bad person, because, you know, I just think, you know, I spend most of my life thinking about myself, and the fact that these people are giving these kids these homes, at least they're going to spend Christmas with someone. Do you know what I mean?
When we see these kids, don't you feel like we're so blessed because our parents didn't give up on us, right? Even during the hard times, they were literally there holding us, taking care of us, providing us with everything. Don't you think like we're so grateful to
I
our
mean,
parents?
every single day, like, you know, if even now at the age of 27, if I'm somewhere in the world, like, you know, let's say if I'm stuck somewhere, you know, I know that I can kind of rely on my parents, and I'm so lucky to be able to have that, because some people just don't have that. They don't have
Very
parents,
true.
or their parents can't help them in any way. But yeah, I mean, if you were born with parents that can support you and raise you well, you won the lottery. You literally, it's like winning
That's
the
very
lottery.
true.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So yeah, extremely grateful. Extremely grateful. Thank you, Mum, if you're listening. She will be listening.
I hope she listens. Like, hello, Mike's mom, if you're
Her name's
listening.
Helen. You can say hi,
Oh,
Helen.
Hi, Auntie Helen.
Hi, Auntie Helen. And my dad's called Paddy. Hi, Dad.
Hi, Uncle Patty.
But my dad probably won't be listening. He probably would have lost attention about 10 minutes ago. But
But I'm so glad if you guys are listening. I mean, like, we're very far, but then I'm sending my warmest love and greetings to you guys. And we are very thankful that you guys have brought up such a wonderful child. I mean, like, Mike is one of the loveliest person I've ever met. Like,
oh wow.
straightly speaking it from heart, not because it's on the radio, but I must say that your child is very lovely. Very, very lovely.
Thank you so much. That's very, very
So
sweet.
if you guys are thinking of making him marry someone from India, then I have cousin sisters who are unmarried, and I'm single as well, auntie.
Oh, no, perfect. Okay, that's it. This whole thing was just a plot to get us together, wasn't it? That's what.
now I
The
sound like I'm
microphones aren't
scheming.
even. Our microphones aren't even on. This isn't even a radio studio. This was
is
just a
all-
date.
This is all a mere.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I'm so grateful that Mike, even during your busy schedule, I must say that you must be very tired from the travels that you have been doing, right?
Yeah, I know it's. I've been traveling around a lot, but you know, like, I can't complain because, as I said before, like, I've been hosted so well. My friend Rennie, he just welcomed me into his home. Like, I'm sleeping in my own bedroom, his older brother's old bedroom. His mother cooks for me. His mother cleans for me. His mother does my washing. So I can't complain about anything. I can't complain about having a busy schedule. But it's yeah. I mean, I love traveling around, so I don't feel that tired from it. But yeah, looking forward to a little bit of a break. But yeah, I love it, and that's the other thing. Like, I want to make these videos, and I want to make as many videos as I can, but I want them to be high quality. But to do that, I do need to, like, kind of just be on the road all the time. But yeah, I mean, it's still a very small channel, and it's still very early days. But I'm hoping that one day it's something that will allow me to just keep traveling. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, yes.
Because it's just such a fun life to have. You know, if I could do this every week and meet people like you every week, come to places like this every week, and you know, get money through YouTube for doing that, that's the dream, right?
Don't worry about it. Like literally, I think it's very good to meet someone like you, because through you we also get to let people know about our radio station, right? Because I'm pretty sure people. Actually, I have lots of friends who loves you. Okay.
Really?
Yeah. Even yesterday, I told you, right? I posted a picture, and my friend is like, "Oh, that's Mike, right?" I'm literally a subscriber for so many years. I know.
Oh wow, that's so cool.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that even our Hills FM will be very blessed having you.
Yeah.
So
well,
we
I
really
mean,
hope that
hopefully, I'll share this out, of course, and then hopefully people from even other countries will want to listen. I mean, as I said, especially some of my family and friends will be probably want to listen to it. So it's just it's nice. You know, if I can only do one thing for you, which is give some exposure to this beautiful radio station, then you know that's amazing, right? Yeah.
We really hope that through us you'll also get more connections, so that you can be more exposed to people. Like we have very small, close needed in entertainment industry, right? Because we are not much exposed to industries, but we really hope that through us, even you'll get in touch with all the sort of people,
Yeah,
and you'll
wow.
get more exposure as well. Because I'm
Thank
pretty
you.
sure your YouTube channels are very interesting, and I'm pretty sure that my listeners will be checking out your YouTube from now.
Really? Oh wow.
I think Hills FM radio listeners are regular ones, so
Yeah.
they are one of the coziest, lovable person. Like even when I had my first cold,
Yeah.
they would literally call me up and tell me to stand in the sun, drink ginger tea, right?
Eat some white wraps.
Yeah, this white red. Please don't suggest me. I mean, like
I
even
know,
my
I
mom
know,
was
I'm
like,
joking.
"Shall I bring it for you?" And I was
Really?
like, "Mom, please, no."
Yeah, I know. It's to get like, I mean, even just sitting here talking to you is an awesome thing for me. But if any exposure comes from it, then of course that's great as well. And as you know, said the other day, that interview I did for Hornbill TV, that was so funny. That was so funny, and so many people have gone and talked. I saw you on Hornbill TV. I saw you on Hornbill TV. Is Hornbill TV? Is it quite big in Nagaland?
Yeah, especially the guy that interviewed you.
Yeah.
He's one of the top trending anchor of Hornbill TV.
Really?
Because it's the way he speaks, right?
Yeah.
He has this very creative way of approaching his viewers.
Yeah.
So like, even if we're sitting like this, he would be like, "Oh, this is Mike from America, and this is the Naga girl that you guys don't know about." Something like
Yeah,
that, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
sarcastic
yeah.
but very funny kind
Yeah.
of.
Yeah.
So even during the Hornbill, you know what he said? Welcome back to Hornbill, where it's very cold, but the girls are literally wearing like it's summer. Coming up dressing
See,
like it's summer, right?
You know what? I think like people like that are so important because like they kind of push the boundaries a little bit. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like we were talking before about like this kind of like quite strict culture in Nagaland, and there are people that push these boundaries a little bit, like making little comments like that, little
Yeah.
jokes like that. You know, it's like in I say in quotation marks mainland India. There's this TV show Coffee with Karan. Have you ever seen this?
Coffee with Karen.
Karan, yeah. And this is like India is you know, India has been a very kind of strict country for so long, but all of a sudden we have this TV show by this this gay movie director, okay, that
Yes.
questions celebrities,
Yeah.
Indian celebrities about their like relationships and their sex lives and all these things, and I'm like, wow, like I can't believe that we have this in India, like this
Yeah.
such controversial stuff. But I think it's very important because it allows everyone to just become a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more humorous.
Yeah, we also have this talk show in Nagaland, okay? It's called Alabo Naga Show.
Oh,
So
okay.
you guys should watch it. He's very interesting. Like, he doesn't focus on mainland Indian, the big entertainment industry, but he focuses on the YouTubers or the aspiring singers, right?
Yeah.
From Nagaland, from the local Nagaland.
wow.
So he literally interviews them. And actually, one good thing about Nagaland is that if you have many followers, like 10K followers in Instagram, then you literally can start a YouTube channel where you get lots of fans, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
very
yeah.
easy to become famous. It's not very easy, but then the fan bases are very supporting.
Yes, of course. And I mean, that's one thing that like I feel like was possible for I never ever came to Nagaland, you know, expecting to get a big fan base or wanting a big fan base. It just kind of worked out like that. And you know, like if no one in the world ever like knows who I am ever again, I'll still feel so proud and so privileged that people here do, and they do like my content and they do like my stuff. And like, you know, I've only been here for a few weeks, and I've been so well received. And as you said, like it might be easy for people to kind of like get famous here, especially as a foreigner. But you know, that is true. But I just feel very privileged that I could be one of the people that did.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes, definitely.
Because it's kind of like I can, you know, even if I never come back to Nagaland again, it's somewhere that I'll always feel very, very close to and very special to, and the people will be always very close to my heart.
Yeah, please do come back. We would love to have you back, yeah, Mike. Not just on the screen entertainment purpose, but as in personal space as well, right?
Thank you.
We would really love to have you back. I'm pretty sure that's not only from my view of point, but from all the people that have met you. I'm pretty sure that they would want you back. So
Wow.
yeah,
Thank you.
please come back. Next time, bring Auntie Helen as well.
Yes, I will.
I feel like your mom is gonna be one of the coolest moms.
Oh,
yeah.
she's the best. She's the best. We're thinking about doing a trip next year. I think we're probably going to go to Vietnam, but if that doesn't work out, maybe I'll take her to Nagaland instead.
Definitely come during Hornbill.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
Hornbill will be one of the best experience for her as well.
Yeah.
Because me being in Naga, I think this was my first Hornbill as well, and it was very interesting to see all those different. Even if I was born and brought up in Nagaland, I haven't seen all those cultures, right? I didn't know that there were so many different meklas, many different ways of wearing traditional clothes, right?
Yeah.
So it was surprising for me as well. So I think it will be very new for you guys as well,
Yeah.
seeing all those colorful meklas,
Yeah.
shawls.
Yeah, it's she would absolutely love it. So, yeah, she's been wanting to come here ever since she saw my video a year ago. She's massively interested in it. She really wants to travel because she never really had the opportunity to travel when she was younger. But you know, now that she's a bit older and she kind of lives vicariously through me, like she sees what I do and she's like, oh, that looks so amazing. Yeah, you never know. Maybe she'll come with me next time.
We're really hoping you bring her along, okay?
Thank you. Yeah, I will.
Just don't tell her about what are the sort of things you add. Just not to freak her out.
Yeah.
Anyway, there was a lovely conversation with you, Mike.
Yeah, how long that was? An hour, I think. Was that an hour?
Yeah, probably.
That went so quickly.
Yeah.
I was saying before, just quickly before I sat down, I was like, I don't know if I'll be able to sit down and speak for an hour and it still be interesting, but that went like so quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're a brilliant host, and I'm so incredibly grateful that you invited me here today.
I'm
So
more thankful,
thank you.
yeah.
No, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Also, I always do this with my people I bring as guests, right?
Yeah.
So please leave a message for our Naga youths.
With the Naga youth, for the Naga
Yeah.
youths. Okay. I would say do what you want in life. I know that many youngsters in Nagaland will be pressured to do a job that their parents want them to do, such as, you know, various government jobs or this and that. Just do what you want to do. If you want to do something creative, artistic, if you want to travel, if you want to live in another place, if you just whatever, just be yourself and do what you want to do, and don't let anybody try to make you something that you're not. Do you know what I mean? Does that
Yeah.
sound really cliche? I just
I
like
think-
going back to what we said earlier on about you know, families expecting so much of their children and being quite strict on them. Just be you, okay? Don't care about what anyone else thinks.
Yeah. So, message for our listeners of Hills FM.
And another message for the listeners.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to me blabble on for an hour. That's all I have to say to you guys. If if you made it to the end of this, at the end of this interview, thank you, because you just listened to some guy from England talk about a load of rubbish for an hour probably, and I probably spoke way too fast, so I'm sorry. I was like, don't speak too fast, and I probably did. So if you could understand everything I said and you're still listening, thank you.
I'm so glad. So why don't they say something in Nagamese, right?
In
What are the
Nagamese, I
that
mean, to be honest with you, I I haven't been learning loads of Nagamese. I've been living in Waka. So in Waka they speak, they're from the Lota tribe. They speak a language called Lota. That's what I've been learning the most. So if you don't mind, I'll say something
sure,
to any
please go ahead.
Lota listeners. Salam ga, Waka so kijie ni apia montoga, which means hello. I would like 2 kgs of pork, please. Thank you. So yeah, but that's as far as my Lotto goes, unfortunately.
Thank you so much, Mike.
Thank you so much.
Very lovely having you here in radio station. Even though I'm not in my best shape, but I'm so grateful that
you look and sound beautiful. Don't worry.
I'm so grateful that you came and did this interview. So, guys, stay tuned to Hills FM. We'll be back with another bang-on interview with another guest. But until then, keep on listening to Mike as much as you want to. We'll be played on Spotify. We're also there in YouTube and add some tidbits on Instagram. So stay tuned, guys. See you another time.
Dear listeners, you have the right to know. Know that HIV is transmitted only through 4 routes.
Unprotected sex with an infected person.
Sharing of infected needles and syringes.
HIV-infected mother to her baby.
Transfusion of HIV-infected blood.
For more information on HIV, dial 1097.
This information is brought to you by Nagaland State AIDS Control Society.
You're listening to 90.8 Hills FM Radio.
This is 90.8 Hills FM radio station, using our voice to rake your choice. Stay tuned.